Welcome back to the Moose Bros podcast, where we get copyright strikes for using 30-second videos of a moose. YouTube. Anyways, I'm your co-host Harris,
And I'm your co-host Arnie.
and we're here to talk about sports.
Let's get this money.
Let's do it. So last night, Thursday night football, opening game. What thoughts? Did it happen how you expected it to happen? It was kind of a blowout.
Yeah, I expected a blowout. I thought initially it would be like a 34-24 victory or something like that, or like a 30-20 victory for the Chiefs. I just kind of went the way I thought it would go. I actually thought it would be a little more competitive, and then towards the end, it would like fizzle out. But I think after that second drive for the Texans, where they were up 7-0, it just kind of went downhill after that. They couldn't get going after that.
Yeah, pretty much. After they scored that first touchdown, that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have even been worse if Demarcus Robinson could have caught that first touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I could have been in the 40s. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Pretty rough.
But honestly, it's kind of what I expected going in, so I'm not really that surprised. I felt like it just felt weird with not even half the fans. It was 15% of the fans.
Right.
And it's like usually the first game, everyone's so hyped and like the crowd's going nuts, but it was just like, it was actually louder than I thought it would be because it sounded like maybe 40,000.
Yeah, I mean, they are
50,000.
pumping noise into the stadium.
Right.
But yeah, I think it still feels different. I think it's probably a very different experience at the game where, if you go there, you kind of...
hot dogs?
I think you can eat hot dogs.
You gotta put
a mat. Yeah.
I think out of the game if you were starting hot dogs.
Well, when you go to an actual NFL game, in addition to it being loud, there's just like a feeling of energy and stadium almost shakes.
Crumble, yeah.
Right. I don't think if you went to a game now, it would be that same energy.
Probably feels like a scrimmage, honestly. Like as a fan standpoint, when you go there, it's like not that many people there. It's competitive because it's a scrimmage, I guess.
True.
It's like, yeah, it definitely doesn't have the same feel of watching it, but it's still exciting just to have football back. Like I said, it's kind of the way I expected it to go. So
yeah, I actually thought I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. I thought it was going to be competitive the whole way through. But honestly, Patrick Mahomes didn't lose a beat. Right. I mean, he picked up right where he left off in the Super Bowl and just crushed the Texans. Do you think this game says more about the Texans or about the Chiefs? I mean, do you think it was a bad game by the Texans and a good game by the Chiefs, or is this how we can expect it to be all year?
I don't know. Week one's always hard because it's like no one has film out there. No one really knows what to expect, especially with no preseason. So it was like, it was really weird. So it's hard to tell where it'll go. I think the Texans or the Chiefs will continue this type of play because they've been together. Their offenses, it is what it is. It's like almost like if they have a bad game, that's like weird.
Right.
For the Texans, I just think, they have a new offensive coordinator, no D-Hop anymore, so they have to spread the ball around more. And then you could tell Deshaun Watson really didn't have anywhere to go. And then, he would put the ball and the money on, Will Fuller or Kenny Stills and bounce off their fucking head or something.
Yeah.
Weren't expecting.
Kenny Stills had a chance to get a nice catch there towards the end of the game, and it just hit him in, the shoulder. I don't think he was concentrating at all.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like they're going to have more time. They're going to have more time adjusting to playing without D-Hop because he was literally their whole offense last year. I think he had 100+ some receptions, and the next guy was, in the 70s, from what I remember. Right. So I feel like I think they're going to get better just because they're going to have to get used to the new coordinator and playing without D-Hop, using what's his name more? Johnson.
Oh, running back, yeah.
Using him more. So I expect them to play better, but it's also kind of a indication of what it is like without that star receiver. Like Deshaun Watson for a lot of the game was thrown into the fucking dirt.
Yeah, he was. I mean, after a while, he just started having to run around because he couldn't find anybody open.
Right.
Statistically, Will Fuller had a 100-yard game, but I don't think that's...
Like it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Until I checked the stats, I didn't realize he had it either.
Yeah.
What'd you think about David Johnson's debut?
I thought it was good for him to actually freaking like, because I mean everyone. I still think it's a dumb trade, but like even if he has like 1,000 yards this year, I just feel like it'll never. For
Can't
the
replace that.
compensation they got was just not it, I guess.
No.
But I thought it was just good for him to kind of just show out there and be like, I still got something left in me, even if it's not good, what it was before. So I thought it was cool. I thought he played good. Had a lot of jump cuts and read really well. Like read his box really well.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that first touchdown was good. So I mean, I think it's gonna work out for them.
Do you think it was because there were a few instances where Kansas City was, at least in passing, their linebackers were caught out of position? Do you think it might have been the reason, or do you think David Johnson's actually back to old form?
I think it's a mix of both. I don't think he's back to his old form. I mean, just basically not playing for the last 2 years or so because he's been so injured.
Right.
But I mean, by all means, he looked like he still had his jump cut ability. He still had his power and explosiveness. So I think he'll have a good season going forward. Even though it was the first game where really no one knew how they were going to use him and stuff. I think he'll have a good season.
Yeah, I
Based
agree.
off this first game.
I sure hope so.
I don't. He's in my division.
On the other side, though, what were your thoughts on the little French guy?
Oh, yeah, that was.
I mean,
cool.
he had, I think, the best opening
Yeah,
game
croissant
since.
in his back pocket.
He had the best opening game since Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, right. Kareem Hunt and someone else. I think he had the third most yards as a debut.
I mean, it's the best game since that Kareem Hunt game where he had 170.
Yeah.
I think the French guy had around 130 or so.
Yeah. I thought. I mean, he put other than the goal line where he got stuffed 1,000
Yeah.
times.
They probably need to switch that up. Maybe get someone else in that package.
I think he'll be fine. Just because he is a little short. I don't know. I mean, running the goal line these days just seems harder than before for some reason. They got to go
True.
back to just launching over people.
Oh, just doing
Just
the dives, the Walter
Just
Paytons.
go fucking.
Yeah.
You're already getting hit in the head everywhere. Might as well just head first that shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, he looked like he was the part, right? And that only is sucks for the rest of the league because you're oh, they don't have a running game.
Right. I was just gonna say you're their running game might be questionable, especially with Williams opting out, and then this guy comes in and is nope, we got this.
Yeah. So I thought he played good. I mean,
Yeah.
for a rookie, for no preseason, none of that, just to come in and kind of just crush it. I mean,
Right.
he did good.
I agree. What about on the defensive side? You heard L'Jarius Sneed's name quite a bit. It looked like they were trying to pick on him, but he wasn't having it.
Yeah, I didn't know who the hell he was coming in. He was a fourth-round pick from LA Tech or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think anybody expected him to have the game he did. So that was pretty cool. I mean, he got that one pick that was kind of more
it was
Watson
more-
holding the ball and Tyrann Mathieu getting that pressure on him.
Yeah.
So it was kind of but those picks are probably I feel if I'm a rookie, those are the hardest, right?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are given to you. You're
Right, it's just
fucking
floating
shaking
there
your
and-
pants as you're,
yeah.
you're trying to catch it, you're hoping you're not drop it. But I mean, yeah, they tested him all night, and
He lived up to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a replacement for Breland, who's suspended for the first 4 weeks.
What do you
do
do?
you
Fucking PEDs or something?
Honestly, I don't even know. I just know he's suspended. Yeah,
Wow.
probably something like that. Some substance abuse, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think he stays in there all year? I think West actually got hurt last night, the other corner.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it's hard. Obviously, for right now, he's in there because of Breland. So if he plays like this for the first 4 weeks, I'd imagine he earned, I don't know, the starting spot, but at least the playing time.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, that pick he got was on a great pressure by Tyrann Mathieu. He doesn't look like he's lost a step either. I mean, he just, tossed down Darren Fells and did whatever he felt like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. With the Chiefs, I just feel like they don't even need a preseason, right? They're already built, and they're just
They haven't really
they're
changed much
honestly,
from
the
last year.
regular season probably boring to these guys because they know they're just gonna kick the shit out of everyone, at least with their offense. So I can imagine once they get closer to the playoffs is when it'll probably start being fun for them.
That's when they really start trying.
Yeah.
Someone, I think it was Dan Orlovsky, or one of the analysts actually expected them to go undefeated. Do you see that happening, or do you see them slipping up somewhere?
I just feel like going undefeated is just
So hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because towards the end of the season, you're always in that oh, should I play my starters or not type thing.
True.
which I think more teams are kind of leading to playing their starters now.
Yeah.
I feel like lately, at least, because they're like it seems to be like when you miss that week or so, like it seems to
Right.
like set you back so fucking hard. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always like it's usually when like a team shits their pants, like you should have never sat your
Yeah,
players.
exactly.
Versus like when they sit their players and they crush them. That's why we take that extra time. So I think it depends on the outcome for your opinion. But I don't think they go undefeated. I just think that it's just too hard. I think in the
True.
NFL.
Yeah, I mean, when I was kind of going through the schedules, trying to see, predict week by week, I kept picking the Chiefs, and then by the time I got to the end, they were like undefeated. I'm like, there's no way. They're gonna have to lose somewhere. They're gonna have to trip up somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. I kept picking through the players, then like halfway through the season, like or not halfway, like quarter way through, they're like 14-0. I'm like, no, I have to find them to lose somewhere.
Right,
I
right.
just don't see it happening because injuries happen all the time.
Yeah. Also, when we were doing that, I kept factoring in home field advantage. Do you think that exists now, considering the lack of fans and
No.
crowd?
I think it exists only like when you're used to playing to your stadium. Like you're used to how your stadium looks, how your field looks. Like you're used to playing in your environment. So like you know where the clock is, you know where, you know what I mean. Like I think it's just more of like a natural feel because it's like you're there all the time.
Right.
I think that's the only advantage you have because when there's no crowd noise, like unless they're pumping it so hard, it feels like. Cause I think that's the biggest advantage is just the noise.
The noise, right? And I mean, the NFL set rules on that where you can't go past a certain level.
I
So
think the Seahawks didn't hear those, right?
I mean, stadiums like that though, they can't rely on that anymore.
Yeah.
Like the Seahawks, Kansas City, Buffalo, where it gets really loud.
Yeah.
They can't really rely on that anymore.
Yeah, so I think that'll definitely. I don't think it'll feel like home field advantage.
Yeah.
Like maybe. Like I said, the only thing is like when you're just used to playing in your stadium.
Right, kind of like dome teams. They're
Right.
kind of used to playing in that dome, so they'll have that advantage. But nothing from a fan's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so.
Did you see Andy Reid with the
the shield.
the shield?
Slipping,
The
chicken wings underneath. Yeah, by the end of the game it was basically just the fucking what is that called? Condensation. Just fill up the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I couldn't even read his plays.
Right.
He
was like, this game is way too easy for me. I want to be able to not see what's going on and see if I can
he's
still
trying to
win.
make it like harder on himself.
Yeah.
That thing is pretty cool. What I think is weird though is like, okay, with everything going on in the pandemic, right? Every single person in there is tested, from what I'm understanding. Why are they still wearing those then, right? Maybe I don't understand the whole virus, but I'm like, if you're tested that you don't have it, like, then why do you need a mask?
Right, because you're going to get to a testing point. They're going to see that you don't have it, and past that point, you're only going to interact with other people that don't have it.
Right.
So what's the point of actually wearing a mask if...
Like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the coaches wore them during the game, or and everybody besides Andy Reid. And then at post-game, I think Pat Mahomes was wearing one. I saw him during an interview, but it doesn't really make sense.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like those outside people, like the reporters and, the staff members, the event staff, like they're not getting tested, I'm assuming. So you have to have a mask. I don't know.
Yeah. But, I mean, event staff, I don't think they're going to interact with players.
No, but I'm assuming like if they get too close to them or something.
Do they test? I feel like they test all personnel that enter, like players and personnel.
I don't know.
I mean, they've had like, what was it, over 100,000 tests already. They got to be testing more than just players.
Maybe, but I mean, they test every single day, I thought, right?
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense that they test every day, because you can just get it overnight. Yeah, I don't. It's weird. Do you think do you think the pandemic continues throughout the season, or do you think
I think so.
it tapers off at one point?
I think so. I think they'll start eventually getting more like fans into the stadiums later on. 'Cause I think Kansas City and Jacksonville are the ones allowing fans, right?
Yeah, there's only a few teams that were doing it for the first 4 weeks, and then I think those are probably like the test teams, and then
to see how it works out.
Yeah, and then because I was talking to somebody who said that the Bills are going to start allowing fans after week 4, or the 4th home game. I mean,
yeah. So I think like that will happen, but I don't think the NFL is going to be at full capacity at all throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Just the way this thing's going, I'm not even paying attention to it, but just based off where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about it now, it's going to be really weird to see a Super Bowl with a half full stadium. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like a whole week long event in the city that's hosting it.
Yeah, they'll
It's
probably
just going to
bend
be
the rules
so.
though.
They're what?
They'll probably bend the rules. It's the NFL
Yeah. Well, by the time it gets to that, next year February, I think it'll be a different
environment.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I think. I don't know. One thing I'm thinking, like for instance, like if Pat Mahomes gets something, there's no way they're telling anyone that. They don't like these players. Like some guy will be knocked unconscious, and then they'll go in that blue tent. And they'll be like, "Yeah, he's good. He's just
right.
Snickers." Or, so I don't know. You can't trust these people.
Yeah, these people. I mean, I remember someone was talking about professional sprinters taking PEDs.
Yeah.
And how he believes that like Usain Bolt probably takes them too, but they would never admit to it because he makes so much money for the sport.
I mean,
so probably with COVID, because Pat Mahomes he's essentially the face of the league right now.
If he goes down, then
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it gets better, maybe it doesn't. But I still think the games will be competitive. It'll just be a weird feel.
Right.
It'll be kind of like a scrimmage. Because I mean, I can imagine watching a game with 0 fans. Like that's probably really, really weird. Because like the NBA, it's like small, so like they have the virtual stuff, and it's like if you're watching on TV, it's not. I mean, it's still weird, but it's like not that bad.
I mean, it almost feels like you're watching like an Olympic game for the NBA.
Yeah.
Like it is an Olympics.
Right. But a football stadium's huge.
Yeah, it's
so
huge
it's like
stadium.
it's so empty. Like you're probably gonna hear the players talking back and
Yeah.
forth.
I mean, like when they take they can't take like the aerial shots because it's just a patchy stadium.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But I think they did a decent job last night, though, of kind of keeping the fans out of the image. Like I felt like, I don't know, maybe it just felt like the end of a game or something. Probably because they were blowing them out the whole time, anyways.
Right.
But I feel like they didn't take too many crowd shots.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I really kind of remember that one. Like, yeah, because you see some guy in the crowd like spazzing out.
Yeah.
There really wasn't one of that.
Right. Is that it? Oh, what did you think about the unity thing at the beginning of the game and them holding hands, getting together?
I thought it was cool. I just thought it was like when they started booing.
Yeah, that was
pretty ridiculous.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. Like, because everyone's like, keep politics out of football or whatever type stuff, or keep politics out of sports or whatever. Like, what is like, just from my standpoint, it's like, okay, even if you, like, say you're one of those people who keep politics out of football, what is you complaining about it do?
Yeah.
I guess if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Like, they're going to do it anyway.
True.
Like, if you don't agree with it, let them express how they want to feel.
Yeah.
Call it a day. You can express how you feel. Like, I hate this, don't bring politics. But, what is that really? That doesn't solve anything.
No. I felt like this wasn't even a political statement. I mean, it was players getting together being like, we're all human, we should all be respected as humans. Right. And then they start booing. Like,
I thought
it didn't make sense.
Ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I mean,
I think it was, and they did it pre-game. I remember the Bill Burr joke when he was talking about like the 7th inning stretch where they're like, they stand up to cancer or whatever, and he's like, I'm trying to watch a freaking game here.
Right.
It wasn't even like that. They didn't do it at halftime or stop the game for it. It was before the game. They got together, and it wasn't really complaining. They were more along the lines of saying like, this isn't even political. Let's just be human to each other.
Right.
So for the fans to boo it, I think it was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that like people just, I don't think they understand 100% why the players were even standing there.
True.
You know what I mean?
It was brought on kind of last minute, so I can see,
maybe.
Like you said, them not understanding what the heck was going on.
But yeah, like I said, it wasn't like they took away from like anything going on in the game. Like you said, they did in the beginning, and they went through with the game, and like nothing was said, nothing was like controversial happened, other than literally lining up and holding like hands, basically.
Yeah.
And if that offends you, then I think you got other issues.
Yeah. There's bigger issues than football promoting unity.
Oh,
So I think that pretty much wraps up. Thursday night football.
And Is it time to sip some high quality
San
San
Pellegrino.
Pellegrino?
Of course it is.
There's money.
We've moved up to the big bottles. Big bottle Pellegrino.
Yeah. So we realize we talk a lot. We need more water.
Definitely quenches our thirst. You know, really gets the vocal cords going.
Oh yeah. Did you hear that? When I opened it,
Mm-hmm.
I heard it. You go around this way.
That's the sound that lets the world know you're a San Pellegrino boy.
That's what it sounds like.
That's the sound that lets the world know you dropped your cap.
All right. The thing about these is, you can leave the cap off and it doesn't go flat.
Nope, definitely not. This leads us into the next segment. Gets us ready for predictions for week 1. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this. And we're back. Were you going to do the clap thing too?
It's all right. Go ahead.
All right, I got the clap thing.
Do you? You don't want to put that on there.
Let's just move on. That was bad. So let's go with our week 1 forecast, week 1 predictions. We've kind of assigned random games to each other. We'll do like a pick 6 segment.
Yeah.
We'll pick 6 games. Sometimes we might have to both have a game once bye weeks roll around. 6 games that go on Sunday and Monday. We'll each choose, who wins, kind of predictions.
Mm-hmm.
And then both of us will choose a Sunday night game as kind of an extra point. Or if you want to go for a 2-point, you get to choose both the Sunday and Monday night game. And if you get both of them correct, you get 2 points. If you miss out on either one, though, you lose. Or you kind of catch an L for both of those points.
That's fine.
All right. You ready to get started? So your first game is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington football team. What do you got here?
So I got the Eagles going this one.
Eagles?
Carson Wentz is ready to toss. Figuratively and literally.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So my first game was the Dolphins at the Patriots.
So what are you going to go with? Against your own team?
I'm going to have to. I just don't think...
not
Yeah. I mean, I think Cam coming into New England might take a little bit to get settled in there. But I think Miami's still coming out of that rebuild. I don't think they're ready to compete with a top tier team yet.
Yeah, no, I feel it makes sense. But wait, is Miami at home?
No, it's in New England. If Miami was at home, I actually would have picked it. Because they've had the Patriots number at home.
Yeah, even though there's no home field advantage anymore.
Yeah, Miami never really had home field advantage.
No,
Miami never had home field advantage. That's
been pretty empty. I think they greased up the turf.
True. Yeah, and they got to get those rains and stuff down there that New England's not used to. They're used to snow.
It is.
Coming up for you, Packers Vikings.
All right, so I'm picking Vikings for this one.
It had Crazy Kirk.
Yeah, dude, he's coming aggressive, dude. He's gonna come to the game with a rifle, and I'm not talking about his arm.
Musket.
He's gonna come with a musket and just fucking. I think Vikings come away with this one, just because they have a better defense than the Packers. I think. The only thing is they're not. Daniel Hunter is out for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I think the Packers, don't they have a bad right tackle or a backup right tackle or something? And I don't know. I don't think they addressed the right tackle issue. So right. I think that Yannick will probably still have success. I think Kirk coming with the musket and he's just gonna get his gunpowder.
Yeah. Do you see the rookie receiver getting involved?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Or playing a big game, or
yeah, just because Thielen, he'll definitely draw attention from the Packers.
True.
So I just think that the way they win this game is probably utilizing their rookie.
Nice.
So I say that.
So my next game is the Colts at the Jaguars.
Oh, who are you going with?
I'm actually going to say that the Jaguars will start out 1-0 this year.
Oh.
You said it's important for them to start out big. I think they're going to shut a lot of people up that first week.
I hope. Geez.
I mean, you mentioned that they have a bad run defense, but I think they're going to force Phillip Rivers to prove that he's taken over that team, and I don't think they've had enough time to kind of get used to him yet. I think Jaguars can take advantage of that. I think Minshew has a pretty good game, and they get that dub.
We'll see what happens. I hope so. I think my biggest fear is just that run defense.
Yeah.
Everyone retired. They're like, I'm not trying to do anything with this. So I think if the Colts do win, it's just going to be because they can't stop the run with Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think that's going to be their downfall. If they can stop the run and force Phillip Rivers to throw some of those key interceptions, then maybe they can pull it off.
Cool. Let's go on to the Bears at the Lions.
Oh, so this is my pick, right?
This is your pick, yeah.
Oh, let me do the Lions just because Mitch Trubisky is starting. Bears have a good defense. I don't know. I like the Lions in this one. Matthew Stafford's coming. I think he's got his flow back. Did he ever lose his flow? He always had long hair, right?
Yeah, long hair. It wasn't really a flow, though. It was more of like a teenager going through puberty kind of look.
Okay, shots fired. What was I going to say? Yeah, then I'll go with Stafford. Maybe he buzzed his hair then,
Ooh.
this time. Maybe
maybe that's what he was missing this whole time. Maybe if he got like a buzz cut, he'd just take over the lead.
More aerodynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let me take the Lions for this one.
Lions, okay. My next game is Raiders at Panthers. This is probably the pick that gave me the most trouble. I don't know who I wanted. I don't know who was the worst team here. I don't think the Raiders had enough time to kind of get prepared with all the new pieces, or at least Derek Carr with the what's his name, Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
So I think Christian McCaffrey just goes nuts, and the Panthers take this one.
Okay. I could see that too. I just think it's going to come down to McCaffrey and how Teddy Bridgewater does.
Yeah, honestly, I think Teddy Bridgewater will probably utilize him quite a bit as that dump-off guy.
Yeah, definitely.
For you, next is Jets at Bills.
Oh, so I want to take the Jets here because Bills, but Bills are going to win this one. I just don't think that Sam Darnold has enough weapons. Bills' defense is really strong.
Yeah.
I think Bills take.
Didn't the Bills lose to the Jets last year?
No, they went down to like the fourth quarter, and I think like the Jets were winning the whole time.
The Jets were. It was the home opener, and the Jets were winning the whole time until Mosley got hurt.
Until like that last minute or so, whatever. So I don't know. I just see the Bills taking this one with their defense.
Yeah. My next game is the Browns at the Ravens. I really wanted to pick an upset here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to shave my beard, but I just keep seeing tweets about this guy's hurt for the Ravens, that guy's hurt. Like their whole secondary is pretty much out. So, did I say Raven?
Yeah, I think you meant Browns.
Yeah, the Browns. Their whole secondary is pretty much out.
Yeah.
I think someone on offense too was doubtful. So, I have to pick the Ravens. It's just too much firepower from Lamar. You can't stop that.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Ravens is kind of the easy choice here, but we'll see. Odell Beckham has a lot to prove this year with everything going on.
I think he has more to prove off the field than on the field right now.
He's got to get that stink off.
So your next game is the Seahawks at the Falcons.
Nice. I'm going Seahawks. I predict them to be one of the better teams in the NFC. Again, I think it comes down to the Falcons' defense. I think that the Falcons will have a good offensive game. Going in, Todd Gurley, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. But I just don't think their defense can stop Rumpelstiltskin, as Eminem calls him, I think.
Yeah. My next game is the Cardinals at the 49ers. I think I'm going to pick an upset here and go with the Cardinals. I'm really a big fan of them this year.
You're on the Cardinals bandwagon hard.
I am. I'm hard. I really want...
Dude, you got the clap and your heart? Take it easy.
That is bad. Anyways, yes, I'm hard on the Cardinals.
don't think that's any better, but go ahead.
Yeah, I really want that offense to just go off and become greatest show on turf, Volume 2.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick them. This is probably an upset, or consider an upset, but I'm gonna go with it.
all right, cool.
Next up for you is the Chargers at the Bengals.
Ooh, I guess maybe this counts as an upset, but I'm just gonna take the Bengals, just because no Derwin James and they're traveling to the East Coast. That usually kind of messes up teams sometimes, or
Yeah.
only Jacksonville maybe.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe this counts as upset, maybe it doesn't, but I'll go with Bengals. Why not?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah. Considering the Chargers, if Derwin James was in there, I'd say it's an upset.
Yeah.
But Joe Burrow's job just got a lot easier without him. So I would say
I'm gonna take the Baggies.
yeah. My last one is the Bucks at the Saints. Tom Brady's debut. I think he catches an L. I think the Saints win this one.
Mm.
They have that home field advantage in a dome.
I feel like a dome is like both advantage without the crowd, no wind and shit.
Right. Yeah, you never have to worry about
Yeah,
the weather elements.
yeah. But yeah,
What's that?
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna go on to the next game. Did you have anything to say about
Okay.
this?
No, yeah. I mean, I think the Saints take it too. They've been together longer than the Bucks.
Right.
They got that dome.
Yeah.
Drew Brees knows where the clocks are.
Like Clark has. Yeah.
I think that's one of his main. Someone did that. I actually think it was like Tom Brady. Or maybe it was Russell Wilson. They like to get to the game 4 hours earlier just to scope out the clocks. It takes you 10 minutes. What are you talking about?
I think. Yeah. I mean, it's right in front of you. Come on. I think it might have been in like New England or Seattle where the play clock is kind of hidden amongst the fans.
Like that, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Probably Patriots are probably spray painting it.
Yeah.
It's like always number. It's always 40 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Never goes down. So we both get to pick the Sunday Night Football game.
Okay.
Did you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Zeke is going to eat cereal before the game.
Right, pregame
Dak
ritual.
Prescott's going to do his hip thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm excited to see CeeDee Lamb. He's probably going to be trailed by Ramsey. I'm excited to see that. But
you think Ramsey trails him over
Cooper.
Cooper, yeah.
Well, he might not even trail anyone then. But I don't know. We'll see. I think if he does trail Cooper, then CeeDee Lamb probably has a good game. I think I liked him coming out of college.
Yeah,
and his
same.
name is CeeDee
Right.
Lamb. Like
It's like a CD, but it's like spelled out.
Yeah.
And then he's a lamb.
So it's like
cultural. It's on the same level as a goat. How are lambs and goats related?
I don't think they are.
They're not. I mean, they both have 4 legs. They're like
Is it
farm.
the male version of a lamb?
I don't think so.
What's
Isn't a lamb a type of sheep?
Is sheep a bunch of lambs?
I think that camera gave out.
Did it?
I don't know. Hang on.
No, I think it just turned on.
All right, we're back.
All
Right, if that's a camera sheet.
But yeah, so I think it'll be exciting to see Cooper and CeeDee Lamb versus Ramsey. I think it'll be a cool matchup.
Mhm.
He just got that contract and stuff. So, but I give it to Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. I didn't see the Rams going that good this year, and I don't see them beating the Cowboys, especially prime time. Cowboys tend to do better when all of America is watching instead of just the people who watch Fox.
Yeah. It's is this one America's game too? America's game of the week? Are they always America's game of the week?
I think they're
Jerry Jones paid broadcasters to say that.
Yeah, he probably puts forth quite a bit of money for that. Yeah, what would this be considered?
It's actually a pretty good game.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be mad if this one was considered American.
Right.
Anyway.
Did you want to try and go for the 2 on Monday night?
I'm going for fucking 2, dude.
You're going for 2?
Yeah, I'm going for 2. I don't settle for field goals. What do I look like?
All right.
Push the field goal back 30 yards.
Which Monday night game do you want?
I'm going with the Titans. Well, I don't pick the both. I just
for this one because there's 2 Monday night games. You can pick either or.
Can I pick both? Fuck it, or is that against all the rules?
I mean, if you want to pick both, but you're gonna have to get all 3 games right. Cowboys.
Fuck, I'll do it.
All right.
I'm going Steelers over Giants.
Okay.
That's why I'm picking both. If you just feel like it's
Yeah, honestly, these are pretty good,
and
easy.
then I'm going Broncos over Titans.
Ooh, what?
Hear me out. They probably won't win. and I don't care about these points because I'll make a comeback. Okay, so right now Texans lost, Jacksonville wins,
Yeah.
and Titans lose.
Yeah.
First of the AFC South.
Ooh.
Come on, I'll take it. Even if it's week 1, I'm taking it. Because then you always have that, You always have that going through the leading up to the week. Like, wait, you're gonna test the first of the AC South guy?
Yeah, that's true.
That's where I'm going with.
I mean, since you're going with it, I'll do it too, but I'm not going to be that ballsy. I know I'm bad at predicting games, so I'm going to need all the help I can get. I feel like these are pretty easy ones to pick. So I'll pick the Steelers over the Giants, and I'm going to pick the Titans to set atop the AFC South with the Jaguars.
Whack.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for listening in. We'll have another podcast probably next Wednesday, kind of wrapping up or doing a recap of the weekend. So tune in.
Yeah.
And
I think because we're gonna do recap of week 1s and look into the Thursday.
Yeah, we'll look into Thursday. I guess we'll never wind up picking a Thursday game, or maybe we'll just do that for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday night's kind of like cheating.
Yeah, I know. I never really.
First game. Anyway.
I mean, you were talking about, I can't remember what. You were talking about like the taking a week off before the playoffs or whatever. I feel like players are in such a routine that they kind of want to play that game.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why Thursday night games are so cheesy too, is because
they
have to break that routine to play on Thursday.
Yeah.
So some players can do it, some can't, and that's why those games are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely makes sense. But like, comment, subscribe. Let us know below what you think about our picks.
Yep.
Who would you go with? And thank you for watching.
Yep.
And see you next week.
Drink San Pellegrino.
Drink San Pellegrino. Yep.